Historically, solo founders and small enterprises have faced an overwhelming challenge: software fragmentation. When the artificial intelligence boom kicked off in the early 2020s, this problem paradoxically grew worse. Founders found themselves juggling disjointed chat interfaces, unlinked customer relationship management systems, and isolated code generators without a unifying memory layer. They were acting as stressed micromanagers for a dozen disconnected tools, wasting countless hours just moving data between tabs. Enter Cofounder 2. Created by the General Intelligence Company, or GIC, it represents a massive paradigm shift in how we build businesses. GIC initially released Cofounder 1 as a personal assistant to help with emails and calendars. It processed billions of tokens, but ultimately remained just that, a reactive assistant trapped in a single window. Realizing the severe limitations of this fragmented approach, GIC sunset the original product to build something far more ambitious from the ground up. Cofounder 2 isn't just an application, it is the fundamental infrastructure for a completely autonomous digital workforce. It transitions the deployment of AI from single-function tools to an orchestrated company-wide operating system, heavily capitalized by an $8.7 million seed round. This orchestration layer acts as a true digital co-founder, designed to relentlessly build and scale the elusive one-person billion-dollar company. To understand the incredible power of Cofounder 2, we must look at its architectural core: the super optimizer. In the past, highly specialized vertical agents simply couldn't communicate with one another effectively. The super optimizer solves this critical bottleneck by acting as an intelligent managerial agent. It takes high-level, plain English instructions from a human founder, logically breaks them down into actionable subtasks, and delegates them across a digital internal org chart. Surrounding this manager are specialized departmental agents operating in their own distinct workspaces: engineering, sales, marketing, operations, and support. Because each agent functions in a highly localized, specialized environment, prompt degradation and hallucination are significantly reduced. Crucially, Cofounder 2 integrates an always-on, company-wide knowledge graph. Unlike basic chat interfaces that lose their memory the moment a session ends, this persistent memory layer compounds over time, constantly learning your business logic. But to work flawlessly, it requires deep, day-one integrations. It seamlessly hooks into your email, calendar, payment gateways, and your CRM, constantly feeding real-time accurate context to the specialized agents. You simply describe a repeatable business workflow in natural language, a feature elegantly called flows. The Super Optimizer translates your conversational English into complex programmatic triggers, intelligently assigning agents to monitor webhooks, execute conditional logic, and patiently wait for your final human approval. The economic landscape for modern agent orchestration platforms is incredibly wild and heavily fractured, but Cofounder 2 deliberately takes a highly balanced approach to monetization. It utilizes a highly familiar, traditional tiered software-as-a-service model, starting with a remarkably accessible $20 per month Pro plan and a $50 Team plan, paired with transparently metered usage overages based on computational demand. Most importantly, it features strictly enforced per-agent budget caps, mathematically ensuring that a rogue autonomous runaway loop doesn't result in a sudden, catastrophic cloud computing bill that could bankrupt a startup overnight. Compare this to the massive divergence we see in the broader market today. On one end, you have purely open source paradigms like OpenClaw and Paperclip. These bypass web apps entirely and offer exceptionally high economic efficiency for purely technical founders, but completely lack native budget controls, making them inherently risky to deploy at scale. On the extreme other end, platforms like Polsha use a highly aggressive equity or revenue share model, taking a staggering 20% cut of total business revenue in exchange for full autonomy. Cofounder 2 proudly sits perfectly in the middle, smartly offering managed simplicity without predatory revenue extraction. To aggressively test this balanced model in the live market, GIC enthusiastically launched the General Intelligence Fellowship. This is an intense 30-day challenge where selected visionary builders receive a $1,000 unconditional grant and daily platform credits to rapidly launch a highly profitable, revenue-generating business from scratch. Because Cofounder 2 acts as a comprehensive corporate operating system handling sensitive data, robust security is absolutely paramount. It proudly deploys rigorous SOC 2 Type 2 compliant security protocols and end-to-end encryption. Importantly, GIC explicitly excludes proprietary business data from being used to train core AI models. However, because it is a hosted web application, founders must inevitably trade absolute data localization for seamless platform stability. Furthermore, despite its undeniable power, the platform currently has clear performance ceilings. Only about 25% of complex CEO-level emails and 30% of advanced code merges are flawlessly executed without requiring human intervention. This reality makes a strict human-in-the-loop architecture functionally necessary. The system safely mandates explicit approval gates before blindly deploying production code or spending real money. Another looming risk is the very real threat of strategic internet homogenization. If hundreds of thousands of businesses use the exact same AI models with identical automated workflows, a wave of digital sameness will flood the market. Differentiating a modern company will rely entirely on exceptional, unpredictable human creativity. The theoretical capabilities of Cofounder 2 are rapidly being proven by stunning real-world execution. Just look at GIC's incredibly lean internal team. Merely 5 human employees successfully executed over 4,400 complex code-based commits in a single week, with a staggering 95% of that functional code generated entirely by autonomous agents. In a live production environment, a fully automated flow might seamlessly start with an unexpected bug alert in your system monitoring software. The central super optimizer instantly detects it, commands an operations agent to immediately pull relevant analytics, strictly tasks an infrastructure agent to review detailed server logs, seamlessly opens a customized tracking ticket, and finally has a specialized coding agent properly draft a complete pull request, all completely autonomously overnight. The human founder simply wakes up, reviews the logic over morning coffee, and clicks approve. This signals a truly monumental macroeconomic shift in the global economy. AI is no longer just a neat software vendor product. It is fundamentally transforming into the core corporate infrastructure of tomorrow. As powerful open source reasoning models inevitably standardize across the industry, the true competitive moat drastically shifts to intelligent orchestration and long-term memory management. Yet, a fascinating philosophical constraint remains. The recognized abstraction fallacy suggests that while AI can perfectly simulate rational reasoning, it entirely lacks genuine, lived human intuition. It can flawlessly execute complex multi-stage marketing sequences at scale, but it cannot organically generate authentic, deeply felt cultural empathy. Ultimately, Cofounder 2 boldly projects a near future where the single defining trait of successful, world-changing entrepreneurship is simply the visionary ability to skillfully direct, manage, and optimize an immense, tirelessly working artificial workforce. If this breakdown helped, like the video, subscribe for more explainers, share it with a builder who cares about better AI workflows, and I will see you in the next one.